Matt joins us now for a look at sports and, of course, for hockey fans today. Today is pretty much Christmas as the Bobcats officially kicking off their season tonight.
Yeah, and and it's coming off after a tough loss in Game 7 against Fort Mac in the playoffs. The boys have had pretty much the whole entire summer to kind of think it over as they get ready for the 2014-15 campaign, in English if I could spit that out, and they take on the Sherwood Park Crusaders tonight.
This was the scene in Fort McMurray after the Oil Barons blanked the Bobcats in Game 7 2-0. Now after a summer to think it over, the Cats have returned to the ice, leaving last year's heartbreak behind them.
At the time, you take it fairly hard, and I mean, we're in this business to win hockey games and for the kids to move on and proceed the best they can. And you've got a long summer and spring and summer that we've certainly analyzed everything.
I just thought, we'll work on it next year and we'll have a great team for RBC after that. And you can't dwell on it too long. It's what happened happened. It's done. You got to move on. It's hockey.
Entering the new season, Coach Gary Van Herway has brought back a balanced team with a handful of veterans and rookies, making the team a lot quicker and tougher to play against.
I think we're going to have even maybe a little bit more speed than we had last year. I mean, when you lose guys like McDonald with his speed and you can add depth in that area, then that's great. But, on the other hand, we've got some inexperience. And like a lot of teams in the North will have, we really look to our veterans for leadership.
We'll be really fast, and then we'll be tough on the back end as usual. And it'll be an exciting team. There'll be a lot of flair to us, and it'll be something for the crowd to get into and hopefully put some wins on the board.
Now after finishing third in the North Division last year and the RBC Cup coming to the Border City next year, the team has the confidence that they will be able to hang with the top teams in the North Division.
I think we have more work ethic than those teams do. They're going potentially off skill, and we're going to get in there with our nose to the grindstone and just work them.
Our goal would be to finish first. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And I know you hear so much about the Royal Bank Cup in 2015-16. Well, we're playing in 2014-15, and we're a team that wants to be competitive, and we want to go to the Royal Bank Cup this year. So if you want to do that, then obviously you got to beat the Spruce Groves, the Fort McMurray's. Whitecourt's going to be a very good team again.
You can always say you're a great team coming out of camp, but you never know until you play those tough teams. And Sherwood Park will be a good test for us tonight.
Meanwhile, the Bonnyville Pontiacs open their season on the road in Grand Prairie this evening. The Yaks and Storm will actually play a pair of games against each other to start the season. Puck drop for this one gets underway at 7:30. Now, before the puck drops on a new year, the Bobcats and fans were treated to quite the stories as the Evening of Champions took place at the Stockade last night. Brett Morton has more.
Winning, there's nothing better to it, but you got to be competitive. So when you lace up your skates tomorrow to get out there, skill is fantastic, all that, but you got to want that puck. You got to want to be better.
Jason Strudwick and Chris Chelios were the guest speakers for the 10th annual Evening of Champions. But before the big event, the two players spoke to the Cats. Chelios played 26 years in the show. He had a lot of meaningful words for the players who are at a crucial point in their careers.
I got to do something I love for a living. They're closer than they know, and I think and I don't think they really understand that yet. But 2 steps away, and who knows, you're someday doing what you want to do for a living.
Mitch Brennan, a second-year Bobcat, hung on to every word that was said.
Chris said it himself. He said, you just really got to work hard. And keep working at it. He said there's always an opportunity somewhere. So as long as you're working hard and you keep improving, I think that's pretty good.
Austin Uremchuk is entering his 3rd year. He says he will use this advice both on and off of the ice.
It's really cool to hear how they got to where they were, and absolutely you got to listen to everything they say, and you take. Me personally, I take really everything they say, and I try and use it to the best I can.
After leaving professional hockey, Strudwick uses his time to talk to up-and-coming hockey players. His advice to them: put in the work.
Most hockey players grow up very normal. We start very normal places, and you move your way up from hard work and perhaps some luck, perhaps some skill.
Newcap Sports, Brett Morton.
And that's all the time I have for sports right now. Stay tuned. Bart has your weather after the break.